Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina in the news, and not for a good way. You know, on the one hand, we all like to say how politicians are humorless and just sort of machines with no souls. On the other hand, when they do use humor, they're often quickly attacked, and it can be a career ender. Senator Lindsey Graham, the Republican of South Carolina, who's been talking about running for president lately, was caught on tape secretly giving a joke. Well, he now claims it was a joke, but here's what he said. He said, "If I get to be president, white men who are in male-only clubs are going to do great in my presidency." And he said this at a club that was basically white men and male-only. So folks, that's just too close to home. If you are making a joke that really reaffirms the worst stereotype about you by your enemies, that's just not ever a smart thing. It's as if Barack Obama in 2008 said, "If I become president, I'm going to tax and spend small businesses out of existence." And he didn't say that, but if he had, that probably would have ended his presidency, his presidential campaign. Now, what else did Senator Graham have to say? By the way, Senator Graham is, I think, legitimately clever and witty, but sometimes you just go too far, and there's a price to pay in politics. Here's what he said to the group. He says, "Do we have any Baptists here? Do we have any Presbyterians here? Do we have any Baptists? They're the ones who drink and don't admit it." I got to tell you, as someone who was brought up a Baptist, A, that's true. B, it's funny. So I do give him points for being funny. Then he's talking about the very legitimate concerns about funding Social Security and Medicaid, with so many baby boomers being retired and not enough young people. He says, "Where do you get the workforce if 80 million baby boomers are going to retire, unless you start having 4 kids when you're 67, like Strom Thurmond? Any volunteers?" I'm sorry, but that is funny. Lindsey Graham is legitimately funny. That's a very fair point. Strom Thurmond, you may think he was using hyperbole with Strom Thurmond. Well, no, Strom Thurmond got married at age 65 to a 21-year-old Miss South Carolina and did start having 4 children at age 67. So Lindsey Graham, there's a part of me that says, gosh, we need a lot more people like that in politics. He's aware. He's making good points. He's clever. He's funny. On the other hand, he does seem a bit oblivious to this idea that more than half the nation seems to think that the Republican Party is for and about white males with privilege. And to joke about that is extraordinarily tone deaf. And it also just shows not a very good smart political antenna these days after the whole Mitt Romney 47% of the country being slugged. It's not smart for any politician to make jokes that reaffirm the worst possible stereotypes people have. Is this going to hurt Lindsey Graham's re-election bids in South Carolina? No. But is he going to be taken seriously as a presidential candidate? I'd have to say no to that as well.